Recently I got a question in comments: what is the best city in Canada to live as a new immigrant? Majority of immigrants choose Montreal, they choose Toronto, they choose Vancouver. Why? Because they're the most popular places. However, it doesn't really mean that they're the best cities to live in as a new immigrant. In fact, they are not the best cities to live in as a new immigrant because Canada is a huge country, second most biggest country, and there's so many places to live in. If you're a francophone, French-speaking Canadian, Montreal might be the place for you. However, I know lots of people who are complaining about that place and the wages there are not the best, and it's pretty challenging to get a decent job. But it is a beautiful place. It has a really beautiful culture and it's a really good place to live in. However, more immigrants, and more than I know, are moving to Toronto. They decide to switch from Montreal to Toronto, and some of them are going straight to Toronto. Why would they do that? Well, first of all, in Toronto you can get your newspapers in your language, you can get your radio station, you can get your TV show in your language, you can get your community, which makes it such an attractive destination for so many immigrants. It's just beautiful and nice place. I lived there, but Toronto is also one of the toughest places to settle down as a new immigrant. There are way more immigrants than anywhere else. Everyone moves there. It makes it more challenging to get a job. It makes the prices for housing so expensive that even Canadians who are born and raised in Canada cannot afford buying a place in Toronto. It means that you are going to probably buy a place where you're going to live so far away from downtown. By the way, that's Calgary downtown here. So far from downtown Toronto that you have to spend hours to commute to work one way and then back to your home. It makes it so challenging to get a decent paying job because there are so many immigrants every year coming to Toronto, seeking opportunities and a new life, that I don't think it's the best city in Canada for new immigrants. Similar situation with Vancouver. Lots of people say if you don't know Mandarin in Vancouver, you're probably not going to get a job, which is kind of, you know, lots of people wouldn't say it on camera, but I'm telling you right now, there is lots of people from China, lots of population, lots of investors, and the houses are like $2 million for a place. So you're not going to be able to afford it. Lots of people are working for way less than in many other cities and provinces. It's a beautiful place. It is a beautiful place. It's mountains, the city looks amazing. The climate is one of the best climates here in Canada, but it does rain a lot and people do complain about it. But I would say, guys, it's still not the best place to move for an average immigrant, unless you're one of the, you know, awfully rich people from China who owns a factory back home and you have millions of dollars to spare. Go ahead, move to Vancouver, it's going to be nice for you. But for majority, I would say it's going to be challenging. Now, my favorite city is right behind me. This is Calgary. This is downtown, and I think that this is the best city for new immigrants to settle, or at least one of the best cities. The reason why I'm saying that: Calgary is less competition, also an oil capital of Canada, which means you make more money than you would make in Toronto, Montreal or Vancouver, and nationwide it pays higher for same kind of jobs. You can also buy some houses, like there's, if you go there on the hill, like those are expensive because they are facing the downtown. Like you can see all the buildings, you can see the tower over there behind that big building. They are closer to $700,000, but a little bit farther away inside there, few minutes walking distance, you can get something for $500,000 right close to downtown, which is like 1/4 of what you get in Vancouver or 1/3 of what you're going to get in Toronto. It's really attractive. It has a better market for jobs, you get more money, less competition. You do get cold winters, however. It is sometimes it gets depressing how cold it gets, but it's a sunny capital of Canada. Like the sun is always shining. Most of the sunny days amongst the other cities and provinces. There is a Chinatown, there is a Lebanese community, there is I think an African community close to, there is Indian community in the northeast. Actually there is an African community, there is a supermarket for people from Africa and they have their own community. you can find still some things that you can find in Toronto of your own communities here. A huge Indian community in Northeast, huge, especially lots of people from Punjab. There is a small Malayali community here too. How do I know? Is my wife is Malayali. She's from Mumbai, but her parents are from Kerala. All I'm saying is, guys, I think it's a beautiful place, and it's my favorite city in Canada by far. There are rumors, like, you know, people would say, how about Saskatchewan, in the comments, asking me, saying, how about Saskatchewan, how is Saskatoon? I'll say this, I haven't been there, but what I heard is not that promising. I heard it from Canadians who lived there. They said they didn't like it. Manitoba, also not as much. All I'm saying is, guys, I don't want to be spreading rumors about other provinces, but this is one of the biggest cities. Still has jobs, you can still afford. Look at me, for example. I came here renting. I was in Toronto. I moved here. Those guys who I studied with in Toronto, they don't own anything. Every one of them are renting. Half of them didn't even get cars yet. They're just trying to get cars. Me, I already changed about 4 cars in Canada. I have 2 cars right now. And I purchased my own apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, which is good, very close to downtown. I walk to this place. I don't have to drive to this place. That's how close I live to downtown. And I'm a new immigrant. Try and do that in Toronto, try to do that in Vancouver as a new immigrant. Not going to happen. All other people who I know, they're buying houses, they're buying duplexes. New immigrants, after some period of time, they end up buying something of their own, and that's, I think, what every immigrant wants. We want our own house in the new country, which we call home. You don't want to be, you know, commute to work in Calgary. Average people spend 15 minutes. If it's half an hour, we start complaining and crying, and it's time to change a job because that's too far. In Toronto, if you are commuting half an hour, that's like so close, you know. It's you're going to get used to hours of commuting to work. So I think so far my favorite city would be the place where I live. I might be biased to love this place so much, but it is a beautiful city. It is one of the best cities to live in the world, and in my opinion, my personal opinion, the best city for new immigrants, because you get more money, easier to find jobs, you can buy your own housing, you don't spend half of your life to commute to work. Is there anything else you need? Your own communities are there, the city is constantly growing. It's beautiful, it's nice, and not many people know about this place, just like they know about Toronto and Vancouver, and let those guys move to those cities, while me and you guys will enjoy our life in this beautiful city, affordable, with good salaries. It still kind of reminds that there is a Canada that we were anticipating when we were doing our immigration. Alright guys, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel to see more, join the community and join me on the live stream. Ask me questions in the comments, ask me questions under this video, ask me questions on the live stream, because that's what I do here, guys. I'm here to help. We'll see you next video. See you soon, guys.